There's 100,000 in chips per player on the table, 600,000 in total, and those chips split up. The yellow's worth 1,000, blue's worth 2, red's worth 5. You must win all the chips to go straight to the semifinals, but Nick, the runner-up going to that turbo round and the second chance.
Yeah, a second chance, which does make a little bit of a difference, means that these players might tighten up when we get three-handed, so we'll keep our eye on that.
And Michael Lavelle, the famous actor, doing his Charlie Chaplin impersonation down there, isn't he?
Raise to 7,000 total. Pass. Pass.
It's kind of like that line from The Hustler. This feels like a church of poker.
Pass.
What are we then?
Call.
Altar boys.
Exactly.
At best.
Did Lavelle finally lose patience here?
I think that's exactly what's happened, yeah.
It's just he's seeing everyone else throwing chips around and thinking they must not have anything. I'll play any two as well.
Yeah. Either that or he snuck a peek at the next three cards to come off.
Fabulous timing, isn't it? And
you see, I can't do that, Jesse. Can you do that? Make the old Queen 7 trip up. Tough to do.
6,000.
now this is difficult stuff for Hancher because Lavelle is playing this.
Raise to
The fact that he's
12,000.
fast played this is a bit tricky, isn't it?
Call.
Yeah, I like it. It's very deceptive because obviously you would expect someone that's made a 7 to check it, but he may well have Dave confused here.
Well, if Dave was going for a free card, he's not going to get it because Lavelle's going to fire again.
12,000.
What does Hancher have to think right now?
Well, he has to think he's beat, doesn't he? I mean, there are no real draws that he'd play this way,
Pass.
and every legitimate hand beats a pair of 4s.
It was a pretty solid laydown by Hancher. It was the right one.
Well, he tested him on the flop, didn't he? And called on the flop and then bet the turn. You have to figure him for something better than 4s, I think.
Lavelle said after last time that he thinks the big boys are probably more scared of him than he is of them. I think he may be right. It's tough playing against a guy you don't know anything about. Blind still 1 and 2,000. Early days, early days. Hancher and Craig.
Pass. Pass.
Trigger folds him up.
Pass. Call.
Just limping in
Raise to 7,000
from the
total.
button is Kalakis, and this is... Gregory seems to be...
Pass.
It's almost like he's very familiar with Achilles Kalakis' game, which I think he is.
Call.
Yeah, I mean, there would be some players, Nick, wouldn't there, when you have to be very, very wary of their limps. But Gregory is...
He's obviously decided, it's been like an auto race, hasn't it? He's obviously decided to put the pressure on every time Kalakis limps.
Kalakis actually has the best hand by a long way here.
But when you limp and the other guy raises, if he continuation
Check.
bets, which he hasn't, which is surprising,
Check.
but you have to hit a hand. That's the problem, because he has the lead.
10,000. Pass.
Gregory, he's not a man who minds getting his hands dirty to win a pot.
No.
And I mean, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's very effective.
Oh, it's a good demonstration of what you should be doing when you play No Limit Hold'em. You get the lead and you try and keep the lead. It's a game that favours aggression, and it's very, very hard to play from behind.
And it's why Gregory's won so many of these heats. He makes things happen out of... He doesn't sit around and wait for the cards, does he?
Right.
He's making things happen. Welcome back. Plenty of poker to play here. I mean, if you had to kind of characterize Gregory's game, you'd kind of call it blue-collar poker, wouldn't you? It's sort of like, he's like a union man, you know? Hancher in the big blind for 2,000. And Trigger gonna pull it with the king jack.
Call.
Didn't know what was in there.
Pass.
If that was
Pass.
intentional, it was quite sublime. I mean, it's a tough thing to do, to pretend you're gonna raise.
Raise to 7,000 total.
Dave Gregory's taking no notice at all.
Yeah, the players in front of him are going to have to learn that limping into pots is not
Call.
going to be allowed to happen.
Limper's tax has been put on. And, I don't think Hancher wants to be involved in this pot.
No, he's thinking about making the same play as before, isn't he? But
Pass.
this time he doesn't have a hand at all. Last time he had half a hand.
Call.
Total of 7,000. The raise called in 2 spots. And if the ace comes, Lavelle will be in good shape.
Well, next best thing, he's got the right ace.
This
Could see some action here, couldn't we? Something for everyone.
20,000. Okay, your verbal is 26.
he said 20,000. That's a big bet. That's nearly the size of the pot. And this is gonna put both Craig and Gregory to the test.
I don't think it puts Gregory to the test, does it? I think he'll, as before, get his chips in. I don't know what Craig... Oh, he goes all in.
Well, Craig's in front of him. And there's no way that Greg...
Well, now it puts Gregory to the test. This is a tough spot.
Craig, you can see 2%. Although, if Gregory folds, he'll... Craig will
63,000.
become a favorite, I believe.
Yeah, he will.
If Gregory...
If you're Gregory, you're most worried about Craig's all in, because it didn't take him long to think about it, and then he moved all in, so it looks strong.
It doesn't look like a king, does it?
It doesn't look like King Jack, no.
It looks like an ace of hearts at the worst, does it? Or
Yeah, at the worst. Or maybe it looks like a set of sixes, or maybe it looks like, you know, Jack 10 of hearts or something. I don't know.
it's 63,000, and Gregory has only invested 7. I mean,
It's the other side to this, of course, is it's a huge laydown. I mean, it's very tough to lay down top 2, especially on a board where people could be fast playing a draw. Maybe he's thinking Michael Lavelle has fired out with a bear king, and Simon Craig's moved in with the ace. That would make more sense if the hands were the other way round.
he's not sure, is he? If you're sitting in Gregory's spot right now with his chips at this table with that hand,
It's tough. It's tough, and I'll tell you, one of the reasons it's tough is that he doesn't know the 2 players that well. He's only been playing with them for 18 hands, so unless he's played with Simon Craig before, he certainly hasn't played with Michael Lavelle before. He's got a hand that he knows most of the time will be good, but the betting makes it look weaker.
I think he's passing.
No, I think he'll call.
Boy, he doesn't know what he wants to do.
Sorry about these chaps.
So you think he's passing? I think he'll
I have
call.
a big
It's a great
decision
hand,
now.
isn't it? What a great hand.
What should be the most important factors that he considers when trying to make this decision?
Well, he needs to think about what kind of hands could they have had pre-flop,
I'll pass.
and how would they play them.
Pass.
See what I'm putting down,
And
best down there.
obviously the hands that he's worried about are a set of sixes and a flop flush. So he has to ask, would they play them in that way? And he's obviously come to the conclusion that they would. They're
Yeah.
more likely to have a hand than
And
not.
I mean, look at the way the percentages changed. Simon Craig, it looked like a suicidal raise, and he's turned himself from a guy who was drawn nearly dead to the favorite in the hand.
Absolutely.
And he could actually even win this without having to see 2 more cards if Lavelle passes.
Well, it looks like he's read Michael Lavelle exactly right,
call,
and
it's
obviously he
40,000.
doesn't know what we know, which is that Dave Gregory's got a huge hand behind him, so he's just trying to
40?
isolate and also protect his hand while it's best.
63
Yeah,
total.
you're right, it's 43. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
Michael Lavelle's asked for a count here and what his options are. The fact is,